Oh, look at these beautiful earlobes. If only I had something wondrous to adorn them.
Hey, do you want to play some Hearthstone?
No, I've just had a delightful idea.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Swords and Stitches. I'm Dodger. And we're gonna do a super easy project today, making shrink plastic earrings. Here's what you're gonna need. First, you're gonna need shrink plastic. You're also going to need some permanent markers in order to put a design onto your shrink plastic. You will need scissors or an X-Acto knife to cut out your design. You'll need earring backs and E6000 or a similar glue in order to attach the earring backs to your shrink plastic. And you will need a super fancy toaster oven. So you guys probably remember Shrinky Dinks from when you were a little kid. It was super cool stuff where you could draw whatever you wanted on it, you throw it in the oven, and then it comes out super small. Well, that stuff still exists. You can still get it. It's just called shrink plastic. Lots of different companies make it, but fun fact, you actually don't even need to buy it. Sometimes when you get takeout containers, they are number 6 recyclable plastic, and that is the exact same thing as shrink plastic. You just need to do a little bit of experimentation to make sure that it winds up flat and it doesn't curl up in the oven and things like that, but it still shrinks down into that nice hard plastic that you can use for earrings and necklaces and all sorts of cool stuff. So again, when we design these, we have to use permanent markers. It's really the only way that it's gonna stay really, really well. And the design that I'm going to use, of course you can do anything that you want, but I'm going to be making some Hearthstone earrings. I'm going to do the Hearthstone from World of Warcraft, which is kind of like a white stone with the blue spiral. And I'm also going to do the logo from the Hearthstone game that is the blue spiral, but with kind of a gold outline and then some gold spikes. We're gonna try both. I'm gonna try a bunch of different kind of color combinations. And what's cool is because it shrinks down, you can kind of do like lots of different options and then just pop all of them in and see how it turns out. So now we have our 2 sets of earrings all planned out. We did a tester, we followed our own advice and made a little triangle and popped it in our fancy toaster oven, and this is what size it became. So it was originally like that big, and now it's this big. So it's a pretty big size difference. These are gonna wind up being very small little stud earrings, which is exactly what we want. So let's gingerly cut these out, put them in the toaster oven for 3 minutes at 350 degrees, and then see what we get. Okay, so now we are going to put our super fancy earrings in our super fancy toaster oven. Erin! Would you be able to open up the oven for me? It's at quite an awkward angle for me, you see, and I would like to put my super fancy earrings inside. Perfect, all right. So now, boop, boop, and boop, boop.
Sweet. Set a timer.
Yes. So now I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. That's Twitter. That's not what I need at all. Timer, 3 minutes, start. Now taking all Shrinky Dinks out of the oven, so you can see they are quite small. There's the new size, and here is the quarter. So the next part is what makes an earring an earring. This is an earring back. You can get these at craft stores in the jewelry section. It's 2 pieces that come together. One piece is the part that goes into your ear, and on the back it's just flat. So what we're gonna do is put a little glue on the back here and then attach these, and then it becomes an earring. So this is E6000 glue. It is my glue of choice. It is super strong, super powerful. So you're going to take just a little bit of that and put it on our earring back, and then attach it just like that. And we're gonna leave it alone and let it set. Okay, I learned that sometimes the shrink plastic you use is gonna get way smaller than you expected. Fortunately, we were making tiny earrings, so they wound up being really the perfect size, fortunately. But yes, testers are always, always, always good. Also, I've never had quite as much of a problem with the shrink plastic curling before. On like this one, you can kind of tell it's bowed just a little bit. Again, because it's so small and it's an earring, it's not that noticeable or that big of an issue, but I looked it up afterward to see what common fixes for that were, and a lot of people suggested putting parchment paper on top while it's in the oven to encourage it to lay flat. So if you wind up with that problem, then that's a fix for you. Also, that just because your craft oven looks real gross doesn't mean that it can't be an awesome oven. And I had a lot of fun with this project, and I think they turned out really well. And if you guys wind up trying the same sort of thing, I would love to see what you guys do with it. There's so many possibilities here, so I'm sure your guys' imaginations will run wild. You've surprised me in the past, so I would love to be surprised again. And that's the end of the Swords and Stitches. Please tune in for the next one, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye. Mwah. So there's our shelf, right?
Nice.
Sick. Okay.